welcome to the Green Apple Home. Today we're going to make quick and easy freezer jam. So this is a how-to about that. I just wanted to start saying a few things about strawberries. Don't pick strawberries the day after it rains because your berries are going to be mushy. Tip for you. Okay, so first of all, you want to try and get strawberries that are ripe but not overripe. 1 pint of strawberries is usually 1 cup of crushed fruit. So we have 4 pints here, which equals a quart. And that should be 4 cups of crushed fruit. I've got different brands here of pectins. You'll need to buy a thing of pectin here if you're going to make your freezer jam. I've done this one before, Sure Jell. I've done the cooked method, and I've done this one, the ball. It's an instant fruit pectin. This one is the simplest one that you can do, although it's not as sweet as the others. And just so you know, each brand has its own directions, and you have to follow each brand, the directions, carefully, or else your jam won't set. Even though this one wasn't as sweet, you can't just add more sugar to it to make it sweeter. You have to follow the directions on the back of the package, or your jam will not set. Okay, I was going to try this one because I've never tried it before. This one is a liquid pectin. It's an instant one too, not using a cooked method. By the way, I have a girlfriend that she said one summer, they used every brand there was, or whatever, cooked or non-cooked. Obviously, you're going to use cooked if you're going to can your strawberry jam. But she said their family preferred the quick jam. I'm just going to say that's half. If you don't think your family's going to eat really chunky jam, then you might want to use a food processor or a blender to blend it up. But you don't want to puree it. You don't want it totally smooth because then your jam won't set. Trust me. Alright, you just I'm taking a potato masher and I'm just going to start mashing up my berries. You should still have bits of fruit in there. I've got two 2-cup containers over here. This recipe should make about 5 cups of jam. So I'm going to probably freeze 4 cups and keep a cup to use. In the refrigerator, it should last about 3 weeks, and you can freeze your freezer jam up to a year, although I've gone past a year and it was fine, so no biggie. If you want to make a friend, you will give them some homemade freezer jam, and it is so easy to do, and it really doesn't cost that much money. We'll make an eternal friend. So this is 2 cups crushed berries. I'm going to pour it into a bowl. All this extra, I'll probably make a double batch, but if I didn't, then I could just pour these on my pancakes in the morning. I have 4 cups of sugar here I'm dumping in to my fruit. I'm going to stir this up. Okay, so there's my berries.
And this does not have high fructose corn syrup in it.
That's true too. Does Smucker's?
Everything has fructose.
Does Smucker's have high fructose corn syrup?
It's not the corn syrup part, it's the fructose part that makes it bad for you.
The fructose?
Yeah.
It does have high fructose corn syrup. So I'm going to let this sit for 10 minutes. It says stir occasionally. This recipe calls for 2 fresh tablespoons full of lemon juice, so I've squeezed in some, and I've got 2 tablespoons right there. Okay, so I'm pouring my lemon juice into a bowl because we're going to also pour in the pectin and stir it up together before we add it to our fruit. And we're supposed to stir for 3 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer. 3 minutes. So the sugar should be completely dissolved and not grainy. It looks pretty good. So we're just going to go ahead and ladle it into our containers. With this particular recipe, you're supposed to wait 24 hours at room temperature to let it set. But I'm trying it now on my bread. There's no harm in it. It's not like you're going to get E. coli or something. So it hasn't quite set yet. You want to try some? Okay. It's good. It's definitely sweeter than this kind. This kind tastes mostly like fruit. It's still good, but it's just, if you're used to like Smucker's, you're not gonna you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this has no sugar in it. This one, you only have to let it sit for 30 minutes to set. The Sure Jell one, even though it says it's instant, you still have to cook it, boil it for a minute. But it is delicious too. And this comes in a pink box that has like a no sugar or reduced sugar as well. But I like the little liquid one, the liquid pectin. It turned out pretty good. So I have my jam all ready to freeze. There's room for it to grow in the freezer. Okay, here's what your strawberry freezer jam looks like the next morning. It looks delicious. There it is. And it's got chunks of fruit in it, which I like. I hate chunks of fruit in like regular store-bought jam, but I love the chunks of fruit here because it's just yummy fresh fruit. So there it is. You just spread it on a roll or whatever and go to. So good you don't even need peanut butter. You just need a jelly sandwich. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on The Green Apple Home.